our third man in the cage, one of the best in the biz, Mr. Chris Luther. In case you didn't hear me earlier, my broadcast partner, Icy Mike, had to step out. His student is fighting next, so it'll just be me for the next little bit here on Fight Court with you. Big shot there from Morrison. CJ's putting hands on him early. High hand sweep for Morrison. High volume, and now Sanchez fighting his way back out of the corner with some big shots, including a nice kick to the body. These super high, fast guys, you gotta slow them down. You gotta kick the legs. You gotta earn their respect, or they're just gonna continue to dump more and more volume on you. Now Sanchez is the one backing him up. Respect earned. Can't strike on the break with the referees between you. That's in the corner right there. And now, Jorge, when he waits, he's kind of letting CJ kind of come forward and do his thing. CJ doesn't seem to fight very well going backwards so far. He seems to kind of freeze until he gets to that cage wall, and then he starts working again. Nice side kick there to the body. Both these guys are quick, man. Both these guys just have a lot of quickness, and now Sanchez is dogging him down, just walking in towards that cage wall and just putting more and more on him as the fight goes on. And man, if you go back and watch the first 30 seconds of the round, CJ Walker was pouring like a machine gun of strikes, and now he's froze. He's slowed down completely, and he's starting to get a little swarmed here. Nice big shot on the cross. He backs him up with that one. Now CJ really needed that. He needed some confidence back in his step, and he's got it here. Right on the elbow for Jorge, but it's going to be big for Jorge to end this round on the fence like this. A pretty close round overall. Both guys had a lot of success. If that first 30 seconds, Jason, if you got that queued up, that was highlight reel worthy. First 30 seconds of that round were all CJ, but Jorge was able to outlast the volume and come back big in the fight itself. And arguably won the round. He made the round very close, and if I'm looking at the body language on the stool, I'm not loving what I'm seeing from that Modern Warrior corner. I'm seeing a lot of heavy breathing. I'm seeing a lot of relaxing posture. And then I look over and I see Jorge, and he's ice cold. He's chilling. Big deep breaths, of course, but not desperate breaths. Controlled breathing. Winnie Anderson there, the bone saw, fresh off of a fight in Fury FC in Austin, Texas that did not go her way, but before that, she is one of the most accomplished MMA fighters as an amateur in the history of North Carolina and South Carolina, and now climbing up the pro ranks. A very strong gym, Battleborn, and Modern Warrior, one of the strongest gyms in the area. My gym of the year last year. Round 2 underway. Jorge is backing him up already 20 seconds into the round, and I'm just seeing a lot of control from Jorge. Now, it's hard when you come from a gym that's more of a grappling gym. Your instinct is, of course, to just put them in the fence and keep them there, but you got to use strikes more so than the clinch to keep them there, or the ref separates you and the guy just circles away. Watch this. Chris is going to let him work here a little bit. Chris Luter himself, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so not an enemy of the clinch fighter. Jorge with big shots in the corner. That's what you need to be doing in the corner and along the fence wall. You start clinching too much, the ref's going to step in between you guys, and your guy's going to be away from you. Watch this reset. Watch what CJ does. Separates, and he starts immediately walking back. And now Jorge's going to have to invest in getting him back to that wall. Now, granted, that's still a winning strategy. If you're backing up your opponent the entire time and you're continuously putting strikes on him the entire time, the judges are still going to say you won. But it's the difference between winning a fight, by decision and by finishing them sometimes. I don't think if he just continued to pour the punches on and not engage the clinch, I don't think CJ would be able to escape the wall. He's only getting away right now because of the resetting. That was an interesting reset. They were already broke up. It's like CJ heard me talking about, oh, I can't get off the fence route. The reset, let me show you how to get off the fence route, the reset. Yeah, CJ's a little too eager to concede that clinch for the Muay Thai more style plum clinch. He's taking that plum clinch, but when your opponent's goal is to drive you backwards and not strike you, sometimes that's not the best clinch to use, especially when you can't knee in the head. If you can knee in the head, it changes everything, right? CJ did a better job of not getting as tired that round, but it was mainly because he didn't have the same success. He didn't have the same level of volume. He didn't land the same number of shots. He didn't get to swing as much. Most of that round, he was getting backed up and held along the fence line. Could very well be a 1-1 fight. Like I said, I did think that Jorge did a lot of comeback in that first round after that early flurry from CJ, but I think Jorge definitely dominated the second round. All right, round 3, final round here between these two young men at 145 pounds. It's been a great fight so far, arguably a very close fight. And we'll see what CJ has. I feel like the onus now is on CJ to bring the fight to Jorge. Big shot from CJ, but Jorge just tanks it and keeps coming forward. Good shot by CJ. CJ putting Jorge in the wall now. He needs to do a lot of work here, and he is landing big. CJ is listening to his corner. He's corralling him back towards the fence wall. He's letting Jorge back in a little bit here. Jorge's going to clinch. Jorge's trying to hide that. He's trying to hide how much damage he took right there by clinching him out. But he is dropping his hands a little bit. CJ has these short bursts where he has a lot of success, and it gives him a lot of confidence. Jorge definitely got tagged on the way in there. I saw him stumble a little bit, but I can just tell that this guy's probably done a lot of MMA rounds. His instinct when he gets hit is to come forward and hold. And, you know, that doesn't make for the most entertaining kickboxing fight in the world, but it's a good instinct and it's a good habit to have if you are planning on fighting MMA. And it's probably winning him this fight in the long run. He's backing up CJ more often than not. He's just not leading with a ton of punches most of the time. Like, I think if he separated here and started punching, that CJ would be in a lot of trouble, but he's so dedicated to the clinch because he feels like he's being very successful here. Nice strike on the break by Jorge there. And he re-clinches. Now he's got a full underhook around the body. It's going to be hard for CJ to circle away. 10 seconds left in this round, this final round here. Big shot for CJ. CJ coming out of the corner in the last 10. And that's the fight. Great fight between these two young men. I think it will probably go to Jorge. I think CJ did a great job, but when you back up as often as he was backing up, you got to be able to land shots going backwards. All of CJ's success came when he was just standing in front of Jorge and teeing off, swinging for the fences, right? But we'll see what the judges think. I mean, what do I know? Probably Jorge. Probably red. Our production assistant Greg Pereira just came over and asked me who I thought won that, and I told him it's close, but probably red, aka Jorge Sanchez. I just think it looks bad in judges' eyes when you're backing up and you're not landing big shots. I think CJ performed phenomenally in this fight, and I think that he's got a lot of potential, but he's got to be able to space out his success a little bit better, spread it out a little bit more evenly over the round. Short bursts of success don't win you rounds. It's that little investment that pays off over time. It's the small things that add up as the time goes on. And man,
judge's decision is in, and your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, Morrison.
Disregard everything I just said. Like I said, what do I know? I agree that it was a very, very close fight. I thought it was a very, very close fight. I just, you know, in the last round, I think probably what was the separating factor was the fact that CJ came out and wasn't as content to get pushed back without throwing a lot of shots. And he landed a lot to the body, and he visibly rocked Jorge on 2 occasions with some straights. So, you know, if it's 1-3 for him, I could definitely see that scorecard very easily. Congratulations to CJ and the Modern Warrior team, bouncing back after that earlier loss in another close decision-based fight. D. Reddick has a nice little debut under his belt as a coach now.